Okay. Waiting for Naomi to join me. There she is. Waiting. I tried to find a new setup today. I was like, I'm going to find a different part of this living room I haven't filmed in yet. I was like, I filmed this way and this way, so we'll do this way. This way. Let's do this way. This is good. Cool. So what are we doing? We're introducing ourselves again? Mm-hmm. Again. Wow. Okay, I'll go first. I'm Lavinia, or Love. I'm one of the co-founders of MAC. And what else? I'm a dance major. I'm currently not in the country, so it's really late. That's pretty much it. If you want to find out about me, I'm on the page. I am Naomi. I am also a dance major. I am a theater arts management major as well. And I'm a junior going into my senior year. And no, she left me. She left me. Come back. Come back. Am I back? I swear. Oh my gosh. I'm like, if this keeps happening, I'm so sorry. I'll just keep coming in and out. It'll be this fun game of like, is Naomi gonna leave? Ooh. I feel exposed with how I have the camera set up today because it shows I have my PJ pants on still. But it's okay. So what are we doing? So we're here today for an announcement about a new initiative, which is a database that MAC is starting. We're taking a break from the collabs today because we wanted to take this time to explain it face to face, I guess. We can't see your faces, but you can see ours. And we wanted to be able to answer any questions as well if you guys have any questions as we keep going. So, Love, do you want to briefly explain what the need of the database is? Yeah, so this database is like one of the main initiatives of MAC, and it's kind of like one of the main reasons we wanted to start MAC. And I think one thing that both me and Naomi found was that collaborating on campus wasn't an easy process, like because a lot of the departments are placed in different places across campus, and if tomorrow I wanted a musician, like it's really intimidating to walk up the slope and be like, hey, do you want to play music for me? You know what I mean? Like, just meeting people like that is kind of hard because we don't have mutual space. So it's kind of one of the main reasons why we wanted to start MAC. Do you want to add to that? Yeah. So I think, like you said, it's just intimidating. It's kind of like, I think a lot of students on our campus don't really pursue working with other departments because, one, we're so busy within our own departments, but two, it's scary to reach out and put yourself out there and say, hi, I would like to do a thing. Would you like to join me? And somehow it's like there's like this pressure we put on the situation. And so I think with this database, we're hoping to relieve some of that intimidation because you have us to support you in finding people that will specifically fit what you're looking for in a collaborator. So, do we want to read what will actually be covered on the questions? Yeah. So I'm getting that pulled up right now. But basically, do you want to go ahead and just touch on who has access to this information? So what we will do is we'll ask you a couple of questions. We'll have your basic stuff like your names and everything, and Naomi will get into that later. The people who will have access to your information is basically the board members, specifically the secretary of MAC, who will be managing the database and updating it as we go along, and potential collaborators. So how that works is like, if you wanted to collaborate and you were looking for one pianist, a painter, and a sculptor, you would basically come to MAC and we will look in this database, look for the people who have listed those things as a skill, and then give them your contact. Or we would give those people's contact information to the person wanting to collaborate. Right, that's what I meant. Yes, so we would, and then however they choose to move forward with that is really up to them, and the people who, you know, they're reaching out to. Yeah. Yeah. The only information that we're asking for on the database is to serve using the collaboration. So we're not asking extraneous information. We just want your name. We just want your major and or minor and any concentrations that you have or double majors, etc. Any interests and or specialties. This can be inside or outside of your major. So we encourage people to list skills very, like, get as specific as you can. So, like, I might put that I'm a dancer, but I specifically am interested in improvisation, contact improvisation, and really list out what I'm interested in within dance, so that someone who's wanting a ballet dancer who can do 50 pirouettes on point, they're not going to contact me. You know what I mean? I'm not that girl. But if someone is really experienced in ballet and point, they might put that under their skill set, so that as we're connecting people, we can more specifically get you in contact with the people who have the skill sets that you need for whatever project you're working on. And then also, I'm not a major in music, but I have dabbled in singing and playing the piano and other instruments. So I might put beginner level and then list what I've kind of briefly touched on, just so people know that I have those skill sets in case someone wants a beginner level person to work with. So, do you have anything else? If someone was like exploring something and they're starting off with that and they wanted someone kind of at that level to explore with them, at least we would have that listed, that is like, you have basic skills in this and you're a bit more advanced in this. So the specificity of it helps us kind of link you up to the person that we find suitable, or, you know, that fits the criteria. So it helps specify who we connect you with, so that you're also not getting emails from people and collaborations that you're not qualified for or not interested in. So specificity helps us, but it also helps you. And then after that question, we also have, what kind of collaborations are you open to? And some of the examples that we gave were like co-creator, contributor collaborations for like an entire rehearsal process. So this would be more like meeting more than once, being equal partnerships. So if you're interested in a project like that, if you're interested in being a performer, or like just not being a creator, but just being a part of the process, or if you're interested in only one time, I'm just being basically brought in for a singular performance where they need a dancer for one day. Yeah. So we asked that question just so people know what kind of commitment level you're open to. And if you don't really know, you can just also put in that spot open for whatever. It's just we want to... Sorry. When it comes down to it, you decide whether you want to commit to it or you don't. You just allow the person to contact you with their proposal. And then it's up to you. Yeah. And then we ask, what's your school year, just so it helps us maintain like what year you are, in case like the next year you're graduated, then we know to remove you from the database, etc. That kind of technical maintenance will be continually happening. And then we ask for like what's the best way for possible collaborators and or Mac to contact you. So we ask for like an email and or a phone number if you want to add that. And then we also have a section for any additional information that may be helpful for us to know. And that's just kind of open for any special notes that we didn't cover. And then all of this information actually gets sent to an Excel sheet, and that's where that all of your information will live, and it'll be for each department, and the secretary has access to each of those databases and will be able to easily connect people through those Excel sheets.
And we hope to update it as we go along. So if, you know, you learn a new skill or you feel like you want to add something, you want to take something off, hopefully when we become official, we would want to include it on the core page. But as of now, we'll be doing it via email. And that's just kind of things that we will get into later as we go along and we grow.
And so
we move on.
I guess you can talk about now how we're going to be sending this out in the next week or so.
Right. So in the next week or so, you should be receiving an email. That is if you are of the art department, the dance department, the music department, or the theater department. You will be getting an email with a Google form. Mm-hmm. Is it a Google form? Yeah, a Google form attached to it with all these questions, and then you would just have to fill that out. It's really as simple as that. Also saying that if you are not a major of any of these departments and you're interested in being on the database, you can reach out to us either through our social media platforms, which is the Facebook group or the Instagram, or you can, you know what, I'll just pin the email right here. You can contact this email.
We have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram, and we have a Gmail. And then we also have SRU Arts Online, which is just a community, which whoever wants to join that, we would love for you to join. And share what you're doing during this time. But those are awesome ways to contact us and tell us about yourself, etc. But I also want to reiterate that, like, there is no obligation to collaborate if you get contacted through this database. Like if someone asks for a dancer, say someone like me who's interested in improv, and I receive an email asking me, hey, would you be interested in collaborating with this project? But I'm super busy and I can't do it right now. There's no need for you to respond and say yes to that. There's no obligation to the people that ask you. You don't have to agree to every proposal. But also, there's no obligation to MAC through this database. You're not signing up for membership. You're not obligated to come to any of our meetings or do anything else with MAC. This is a super no strings attached. You just put in your information just to put it out there. And then, Love, do you want to start going over the reasons why it would benefit them to be a part of this database? So,
right. So I think one of the things that, like, as college students look for is resume building. Just the fact that you're a part of a multidisciplinary database or whatever project that you get out of it, you know, you can add that to your list of things that you've done. You're also getting exposure to other disciplines, which means that you get to see things that maybe you don't really do in your major, and you get to experience the beauty of collaboration. Learning to be a better collaborator. That's like a big thing because we don't always understand each other's art forms. It's like we speak different languages half of the time. So it's just nice to get that experience while you're in college, you know, like before you go out into the professional world. And that just goes hand in hand with getting outside your comfort zone. And then we talked about gaining inspiration for your own art and from other art forms. Do you want to, like, elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. So I feel like through a lot of these, this kind of touches on the, like, once you graduate aspect of it as well. Like, once you graduate, you don't know what you're going to do, and you don't know who you're going to work with. A lot of times, artists end up working with other disciplines. That's just how it works out. You know, if I go into theater, I'm going to always be working with other people. Like, there's always extra collaborators in the theater world, especially in musicals. And if I end up staying within the dance field, I'll probably end up working with some sort of like artist or digital artist that's helping me make like a poster. It's even small things like that if you start gaining experience working with collaborators in college, you're going to be so much more like well prepared when you graduate to already have like a basic understanding of communication and collaboration skills. Which I think is honestly like one of like those like top notch, like when you're in an interview, do you have communication skills is a big thing. And I think gaining inspiration for your own art form can come creatively. I can't speak. Because seeing other people passionate about their art encourages me to be passionate about my own art. And so that can be like, wow, they're so skilled at what they do. I need to keep investing in what I do. But it can also be like, wow, they're exploring all these awesome ideas. I wonder how I can work with that and collaborate with that. So I think it's just really inspiring to work with other people that are also passionate, and especially people that you're not normally around in your everyday classes, because we're typically in our kind of bubble, you know, moving around, doing our classes. So it's fun to see other passionate people in other majors. It's encouraging, you know?
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah. What else do we have?
And then we also said preparing and easing, those two. Do you want to touch on those?
Yeah, just preparing, as Naomi's already kind of said, preparing for like the ever-evolving arts world where like things are already becoming all mushed together. Like nothing is really existing by itself anymore. Easing the process from a creator and performer perspective. It's all about that preparation, being in college where it's like a place for exploration and just learning what you like and what you don't like. And maybe you have a collaboration that you didn't like, and then it's good to know that that's not for me, you know, like some things are just not for you. And I think the last thing is really network building and creating future opportunities for yourself, because you never know who you're going to collaborate with. Like, you don't know who they're going to be in the future. You know, like today, or like when I'm out of school, I could be like, I really need a musician. Who do I know? Oh, this one kid I collaborated with in college. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff like that that comes in handy later on. Yeah.
And I think it's also like, I meet one person. That one person may know another person that I was actually interested in like working with in that discipline or something. And so as you start like just meeting people, it's like you said, some things don't work out, but sometimes that's the first step to leading to something that does work out. And I think it's kind of looking at the bigger picture of your growth as an artist. And
Like, and Naomi's a great stage manager. So if someone tomorrow is like, do you know any like great stage managers coming out of college? I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah, yes, I do. I would be like, thank you, Lavinia, for booking me a job, because I need
one. Yeah.
But I think also going into the easing the process, I think it can be, if you're someone that is a creator, like this is super awesome to get other people's perspectives and interests and all that kind of stuff as you make things. It's also really beneficial if you're someone that just loves to perform, because this could give you so many other like possible opportunities to perform, like even on a one-off thing. Like, for example, I know Ella Hickey, and I've met her a few times, like through dance stuff, through theater, well, not theater, music stuff. And I'm working on a film for my class. And so I just was like, you know what? I want to work with Ella because I can hear violin with this. So I contacted her. And for this one project, this brief project, her and I just quickly worked together on it. And so now we can both say, Like, rather than me just finding music online, we can both say that we collaborated on this thing. She can say, my music has been used in a dance film. And I can say, I worked with a musician to create music for my dance film. And it wasn't complicated. It was just like an extra thing that I can say that I've worked on. And I think that the database and things like that will help ease that process, because I happen to know Ella. But if I didn't know someone who played violin, then I could ask Mac and say, hey, I'm interested in working with a violinist. Is there anyone in the database that works in that area? So.
Right, and that's what Mac is trying to do with this database. If you're not a person who knows a lot of people on campus, or you're not very outgoing, stuff like that, like Mac is here to support you and connect you with people across campus.
Yeah.
Across campus. Right now, digitally.
Across campus.
The last thing is that you really have no obligation to commit to any of these projects that come your way. And whatever information that you want to share with us is completely up to you. And you have no obligation to Mac. Like, you don't have to be a board member. You don't have to, as Naomi has already said, you don't have to attend meetings. You don't have like any responsibility of like, providing anything for the organization. It's really just...
it's mostly benefits. We're trying to set it up so it's mostly beneficial for you guys and really easy.
So I think with that, we can say you should expect an email soon. And we just really wanted to do this video so that we're gonna try and save this live afterwards. So if you're here, you kind of have the upper hand of like what's going on. So when you get that email, you're not like, who is this person and why are they sending me this? Like, do I trust this? You know what I mean?
Also share this and say like, and explain to friends like, this is what this is what's going on, so we can keep reaching out and growing and building this community. And then also, if there's any questions, you guys can send them in. If anyone is like, this confuses me, I have a question. We'll just kind of hang out and see if there's anything.
Right. If you do have any questions,
yeah. But I think...
yeah. And if you watch this live after it's live, if you happen to watch this live after right now, and you have questions, just drop us a DM us, or talk to us on Facebook, whatever is easy for you. The email is there. For some reason, I couldn't pin it. This is just a thing.
Whenever I'm already on live with someone, I can't pin it. How did you do that?
I don't know. I think it's like how long you click it or touch screen.
I'm a literal grandmother. How? Oh my god.
That was a beautiful accident. Yeah. So I think that's it. Do you have anything to add?
My mother just asked, are there steps forward to being official? Yes, we are in the process right now of working with SGA, revising our constitution. Hopefully we're going to get approved soon, or we'll find more information out in regards to that. Yeah, we're moving forward. Little steps.
Yeah, we're moving forward, and it's obviously a little harder being digital, but we're making it work, and we're just hoping that people see the benefits to this and want to be a part of it, because that would be really rewarding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Hi, Chase.
Hello. No, I feel like we covered most of the areas of this. Tuesday, we're going to have an interview with our other faculty member, advisor, Andy. So that's going to be really awesome. And then we're hoping to have some collaborations before we reach finals week, some jams, all that kind of fun stuff. And you guys updated. And also, I mean, I guess just start thinking about, like, how you might want to stay involved with us, you know?
Yeah.
Reach out, give us suggestions. We're always open to ideas of even stuff during the summer. So,
yeah. I'm really excited for the interview with Andy. He might even play us a little something. So tune in, because Andy's awesome. Yep.
Cool.
Okay, bye, friends. Bye, Naomi. I miss you in person. I miss your face.
I miss you. Oh.
Thanks for watching, guys. Whoever's here. Catch you soon.
Bye.